Alrighty, welcome to another 8-player cube draft here on Magic Online. While the Alpha Frog cube is up on Magic Online, we've been doing more 8-player drafts rather than team drafts. These are a little easier to get together, but have no fear, the team drafting will be back soon, though it is pretty fun to play in the queues and, of course, directly through Magic the Gathering Online. I'm going to be first picking a Mox Diamond here. It really isn't the most impressive first pick, but what would be the next card? Deep Cavern Bat's pretty good. So is Plateau, but it's just kind of a bad pack. So we settle for the turn one Mox Diamond, or pick one Mox Diamond, and really could go any direction. I think that the natural combo with Mox Diamond, or like the color that's the most combo-rific with Mox Diamond is probably green, because it has a bunch of stuff that interacts with lands like Wrenn and 6, Ramanov Excavator, that sort of thing. But really, Mox Diamond's pretty flexible and can go any direction. Alright, I mean, this pack is actually decent. There's Wooded Foothills, there's Breeding Pool, there's Chrome Host Seed Shark, there's Skyclave, and there's the card I'm going to take, Archon of Cruelty. I think Archon of Cruelty is the best reanimation target, and it's also good with like Sneak or Breach, like Through the Breach, that is. So, and it's even good with Show and Tell. So I'm slamming Archon here, passing up, a bunch of stuff that I'm not super concerned with losing out on. Oh, wow. So this pack has Marsh Flats, which once I've taken an Archon, I'm probably going to play black, just reanimate of some kind. So Flats is useful. Currency Converter, which I think is also really good in reanimate because it's a good discard outlet, and it works with other discard outlets. I've talked about this before, but when this is in play, if you cast, like, say, a Faithless Looting and you discard a card, in fact, it actually even works with Mox Diamond, you exile that card to Currency Converter and then put it back in your graveyard. So imagine turn one Converter, play Mox Diamond, discard a land. You can just immediately tap this to make a treasure. That's just a very strong card. There's also Dismember, which is obviously always a fine card. There's Parallax Wave and Bankbuster and Lorraine Revealed as well, but I'll take the Converter. I'll convert some currency. Now I can take my fetch land. Blue-black fetch is even better than black-white. We're losing out on a Seasoned Pyromancer and a Fire Covenant, but I'm okay with that. Let's take Delta. Plus, don't have to be Reanimator, of course. I mean, we have an Archon. There's a strong reason to be, but this is a pretty flexible start. Pluto Delta, Mox Diamond, and Currency Converter can go into a lot of different decks, so could easily be a Sneak Attack deck, could be a Tyrant Academy deck if we got past one of those. We'll just have to find out. Okay, so this pack has a couple interesting cards too. There's Blood Crypt, which I certainly do like if I end up Reanimator with this Delta. There's Coveted Jewel, but I don't have Mishra's Workshop or Academy. I don't think I'm in a spot to take the Jewel yet. Then there's Woodfall Primus and Torsten, which are both good flash/reanimate targets. I think I'm going to take Blood Crypt. Maybe one of these two will wheel, maybe not. I think it's okay either way. Taking the best duel for this archetype is exactly where I want to be. And here, I'm probably just going to take Dark Ritual. I think Dark Ritual is a really strong card. This card is on par with something like Mana Vault, and it's different because it's got a specific color attached to it, but I think that makes it a little underrated. You just wouldn't get a 6-pick Mana Vault, and I think Dark Ritual is comparable, though again, you have to be playing black. Passing up on Oliphant and Raugrin Triumph and Mystical Tutor, which are all also good cards, but I like my mana. All right, now I'm probably going to take Malcolm. I've liked this card a lot. 2 mana, 2/1, flash and flying. It's really easy to sneak it in. When it hits them, you draw and discard, and if you do it 4 times, you start casting the spell for free. I haven't had that come up, but I like that more than Talisman, and it's a much better version of Una's Prowl because it actually draws you cards. So it is a second color, but I've got some pretty good fixing so far. Oh, interesting. So now there's Concealing Curtains, but I've got a lot of stuff to do in the first few turns. I actually don't love Talismans that much in the Reanimate decks, and I think Xander's Lounge is just a nice pickup. We could just be Grixis with fantastic mana at this point. I think Inferno Titan's also something I can pass up on. Wow, Deep Cavern Bat wheeled. That's kind of surprising to me because that pack was so bad. I thought it was one of the best cards in the pack, but I'll take it. And now I'm a little surprised Breeding Pool's still here. Same with Goldspan. I think I'm just going to take Chart a Course, though, because now that'll give us 3 discard outlets, which is a lot. I don't think I need Lava Claw because I've been doing a good job taking lands. Maybe I'll just take Bitter Reunion. So this is actually a close call because I don't love Talismans in these decks, but that would give me a lot of artifacts in case I saw Academy or Tinker and wanted to diverge there. Yeah, I think I'll still just take Bitter Reunion. Plus, I like combining Currency Converter with a bunch of other discard outlets. Turn 1 Converter, turn 2 Bitter Reunion, immediately make a creature is kind of a nice start. It just feels like we've got a good thing going here. Now I guess I'll take another Proving Ground. I just think Welder sucks. And I don't think Thundermaw is a card I'm really going to be too broken up about missing. So, excellent mana. 3 red-black lands, 1 blue-black land, which is the same, and Torsten Wield. Excellent. So this is all going according to plan. Kind of got to have our cake and eat it too on the Torsten pick. I also like Torsten more than Woodfall Primus, so I'll take Flame Tongue because I can cast that one. And I don't think I'm going to play Reckless Stormseeker, but it's worth keeping in mind. All right, going into Pack 2, I think Pack 1 was excellent. We got the best reanimation target, 2 pretty good mana accelerants, Converter, which is looking really good, Disruption in the case of Bat, and a bunch of discard outlets, and a Torsten as well, plus 4 good lands. Like, that was an excellent pack, actually. We got 13 of our 15 cards are cards that I think are probably going to make our main deck. That's crazy. That's not the normal situation here. And then Pack 2, well, we've opened a Thoughtseize. Also a Mana Vault, which is funny because I was talking about that card. And a Mire, though we don't need the land. Thoughtseize is just too good to pass up. I also like Preordain, but Thoughtseize is both the best and most efficient disruption spell, and also it can be a discard spell. If your hand is Archon, Thoughtseize, and an Animate Dead, you can just Thoughtseize yourself. It's fine. I'll pass on the Mana Vault for the Thoughtseize, though. Mana Vault would have been my next pick. Okay, here it's a little less exciting. There's Daze, which our mana probably does support. There's Echo of Eons, which if you have discard outlets, this card can be pretty strong. There's Portal, but I don't have the Tinker or Show and Tell. Pentad Prism, but I have pretty good mana. I'm going to take Echo. I think Echo is a really good card. One of the things I like about having Echo as well is if I do end up with an Orcish Bowmasters or Hull Breacher, now I've got the draw 7. It's basically a Time Twister in this deck because I have currently 4 different ways to discard it. So the fact that I have to discard it to cast it for 3 mana is not only is it not even a drawback, but it's also potentially an advantage because I actually get to discard it to an effect, right? I have to discard a card to chart a course, and it doesn't cost me anything to discard Echo. In fact, it's an upside. All right, so here we've got Badlands, which we don't really need. Tarn, we don't need Tarn, still would be nice. But I think I'm just supposed to take Mind Twist here. I have Mox Diamond and Dark Ritual. This is where Mind Twist is pretty good. Pass up on World Spine Worm and Triplicate Titan, which I wouldn't mind having access to those cards, but if I don't, then I'm not really worried about it. I think Mind Twist is a solid disruptive spell. It's a little slow, which is it's not my absolute favorite, but it's totally solid. Okay. I mean, there's some games where Mind Twist is just unbelievably good. There's just also games where it's not. Oath of Druids is kind of what I'm looking at here, but I really like these 2 cheap creatures. I don't really want them in my deck with Oath. Oathing into Torsten's not even good. Yeah. I don't think I care about Displacer Kitten. This isn't really a Lotus Petal deck. It can be. You can Lotus Petal out of Mind Twist, and that's fine. I don't really want Chandra because I think I want to be, even if I'm straight up Grixis, double red spells, if I don't need them or just asking for it, it's not even that good in Reanimator. I think I'm just going to Otawara. Having an extra spell is always nice. Oh, Underworld Breach. Haven't seen Brain Freeze? This could be the start to a Breach deck. Also, I'm not giving up anything. Like, the next best card is Makeshift Mannequin. I don't care about that. Okay. That makes me wish I took Lotus Petal, because if I had Lotus Petal and Breach, I would have basically 2/3 of the combo with Brain Freeze being the missing part. But we might be a Breach deck, we might not. I don't tend to pass the card too often, but that was also a 5th pick Breach, so didn't give up a whole lot in taking it. All right, well, this pack has Volcanic Island, Life Death, Necromancy, Bone Shards, and Brainstorm, but I'm just going to take Necromancy. It's the best of these animate spells. This is cheaper, but Necromancy doesn't lose you life. You can play it at instant speed if you want it to, though it only lasts to end of turn, but maybe for something like Torsten that's better. And you can steal out of their graveyards. So, pretty clear Necromancy. Followed up by a pretty nice Bitter Triumph. This is also a good way to get a card in the graveyard. And you can just cast it for 3 life, and it's a really excellent removal spell. I think Bitter Triumph is one of the best new additions to Cube. Certainly, Bitter Triumph and Deep Cavern Bat are both very good additions from Ixalan, and I think Bitter Triumph is the best one. Here we've got Abrade versus Iteration. Kind kind of want to just take iteration. I just took Bitter Triumph, so I have some interaction. I don't need Ketria Triumph in this deck. It seems like a solid Grixis deck. And now I'll just take Restless Spire. I don't think I need Third Path Iconoclast in here. I like the way this is going. All right, I guess I'll take Infernal Grasp now, because I don't really care for Pia, Saheeli, Batterskull, or Vinestock in this deck. Dire Fleet's a good sideboard card, but I don't mind just having the removal spell. So this pack wasn't quite as good as pack 1, but still pretty good. And I'm happy with how things went. Wow, Badlands, Worldspine, and Triplicate Titan all came back. This is close. It really is. I think I have 2 really good flash cards. Let's just take the land. I feel like there's better animate cards than Triplicate Titan. Worldspine doesn't work that well for animation. You can Necromancy in response to the trigger and you get 3 5/5s, but it wouldn't work if I have a sorcery speed reanimate. Oh, I guess I'll take Oath for free here. I don't care about Deadly Dispute in this deck. Oath could have some applications. And I think I would rather just pass on Worldspine and Triplicate Titan to be able to play cards like Expressive Iteration without really straining my mana too badly. Or just other red cards. Okay, Mannequin came back, sure. I like that a little bit more than Unburial Rites. Just cheaper, instant speed. I guess I have white mana from like Mox and Currency Converter, but I don't really want to count on that. Okay. I like where this is going. Wow, Life Death with 2 cards in the pack? Okay. Well, in that case, pack 3 should be awesome for me. Like I'm in the range to get like 5th pick Entomb. Not a single person at the table wanted Life Death at all. All right, and now, wow, I've got an interesting pack here. So I'm not going to take Persist. I think this card will wield, though it is good with Archon. I'm looking at Fury versus Jace versus Memory Lapse, I think. I don't think I want Undermounted Adventure. I mean, I could take it, but let's take a look. So Fury, I have currently 3 red cards to pitch, but I might pick up like another one here, and I could put like Flame Tongue in my deck. Fury's pretty great with Reanimates. Memory Lapse is a good disruption spell, but I have Thoughtseize and Mind Twist. Jace is good, but you know what? I'm going to take Fury. I feel like Fury could do some good stuff. Well, not every day you get past a Soul Ring. I guess I'll take it. All right. And someone must have opened a good pack here. Maybe I'll get back a Collective Brutality. Not too worried about that. Oh, there's Grief. We're full on scam. Banned in Modern, Rakdos is, though actually Rakdos is still pretty good. Just you took out the Furies and put in 4 red cards or removal spells, and the deck still functions because Grief is busted. But this is a great Grief deck. I've got a couple ways to animate Grief, and I can just cast it with this Soul Ring. So easy Grief here. Would like another animate. Obviously, you could use Entomb or a tutor of some kind. I mean, I guess I have Mannequin, so I actually have 3 ways to animate right now. That's pretty good. This Underworld Breach is not looking very good. I'm going to move that to the board for now. My mana's looking pretty good. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tri-land or dual lands and 2 tri-lands. 4 duals and 2 tri-lands plus a Mox Diamond. Here, I'll just take Misty. That's another tri-land. Why not? Over Overgrown Tomb. Look, Imperial Seal will wheel some amount of the time, and even if it doesn't, I really hate Imperial Seal. It's fine. It's a playable card, but I'm not taking it over a fetch land that fits perfectly into this deck. Especially since I'm not going to have a hard time coming up with enough playables here. All right, now it's time for that 5th pick Entomb I was talking about. I could use one more reanimate target, like a good one, like an Atali or an Atraxa. I don't feel too bad about Triplicate Titan not making it. You know, that card is just whatever. And, I mean, I guess I would still take more animates too, if such were offered. Let's see what we can find. Echo of Eons is nice too here. I don't mind having access to that. It's just, Time Twister's a strong card. Sometimes you get to Time Twister. All right, so here's Emrakul, but we didn't get any of the Sneak or Shallow Grave type cards, so that doesn't really work. There's K-Command, which is a solid card, and there's Fire Ice, and there's Phantasmal Image, but I don't like images that much or clones that much in Reanimate, because the problem is getting the first creature into play, not cloning it. I'm going to take one of these cards, because they both pitch to Fury, which I actually really like, and they're both good. I think here K command looks a little bit better. It just feels like getting back a Fury or Grief that I've evoked earlier could be pretty good. I've got some also like Malcolm and Deep Cavern Batter cards I don't mind getting back. I mean, I do like Fire Ice a lot too, but I think K command's a good pickup there. So we're talking 30 cards, add 10 lands. That puts us at 18 land plus Mox Diamond and Soul Ring. Mox Diamond kind of doesn't count, which means we're like maybe 1 or 2 lands over, but we also have Infernal Grasp, which I wouldn't mind cutting in this deck. I think I am going to play the Makeshift Mannequin. We're at 5 picks into this pack, so we have 3 more packs to see Atraxa or Itali. I called it. Also, why is there a Minskin Boo and a Flash in this pack? I'm going to take the Entomb. Entomb is so much better for this deck. If I draw Entomb plus Life Death, Necromancy, or Makeshift Mannequin, you just get to put an Archon of Cruelty into play. But unbelievable. There's Liliana, Night's Whisper, Minskin Boo, and Flash all in this pack. All right. And there's the Shallow Grave and a Recurring Nightmare and a Blood Tithe Harvester. I got to take Shallow Grave, though. Shallow Grave's pretty good with any of these. And I don't want to count on having a creature in play for Recurring Nightmare. Maybe 1, 2, 3. It's possible I get a last pick Blood Tithe Harvester, though I'm not counting on that one. And there's a Atraxa. 8th pick. Or, well, 38th pick. All right. I mean, clearly no one wanted to draft Reanimate here. So I like where we're at. Now we're going to definitely cut this Infernal Grasp. All right. So now we're at 16 lands plus Mox and Soul Ring. And Dark Ritual. Persist came back, of course. So did Seasoned Engineer. Why wouldn't it? Persist is pretty good with both Fury and Grief. Even if it doesn't work with Atraxa or Torsten, of course it's great with Archon. Yeah, we'll take Persist. I don't think I need to take Leovold here. It is nice with Echo of Eons, but I think just another combo, and then I will definitely play Through the Breach. Okay, I didn't really even consider that one coming back, but sure. All right, I'm going to put Arc Trail on the sideboard. Now I guess I will put Imperial Seal in my deck, now that I have Entomb especially. Chandra in the board, Omnath, whatever. We got the Blood Tithe back last. This is an embarrassment of riches. Honestly, these blue cards, like, I ended up getting the blue cards free enough that it's fine, but I could just be red-black here. I mean, there's a possibility I want to do that. I kind of wish I could have also gotten the Recurring Nightmare, but I think we're doing fine here. So, because if I were to cut blue, I could cut Malcolm, Chart a Course, Echo of Eons, Expressive Iteration. And then the fact that I have a million blue lands just kind of doesn't matter. I'll just play, cut the Otawara and the Restless Spire, and I have 6 red-black lands. Okay. Basically, the question is, how many of these blue cards do I want in my deck? And I don't really need any of them. Because right now, taking a look at this, I've got 3 giant creatures to animate. I've got the 2 Evoke Elementals, which obviously benefit from playing more red, though I don't know that I even want Flame Tongue or Chandra in my deck or anything like that. We're not getting to that yet. How many discard outlets do I have to just put a creature into the graveyard from my hand? I've got Blood Tithe, which is fantastic. It pitches to both Grief and Fury. Definitely not cutting that. So Blood Tithe, Bitter Union, Bitter Triumph, Currency Converter. This makes me want Chart a Course and Malcolm here, because I have a lot of animates, right? I have... Oh, Entomb also counts as a way to put a creature in the graveyard. Obviously, it's not from your hand. All right. Persist, Shallow Grave, Life Death, Necromancy, Makeshift Mannequin. 5 animates. And then a Through the Breach, which works if it has it in your hand. And then an Imperial Seal to kind of tie it all together. Yeah, I mean, this seems great. I don't really have a problem with this. The thing is, putting a blue card in my deck, honestly, would be just free. Like, I've got 2 fetches and a Xander's Lounge. I would probably want to put, like, an island in, if just so Misty and Delta could get an untapped blue. But here's the problem. What do I cut for Chart a Course and Malcolm? I could cut a Mannequin. It's the weakest of my animate spells, I think, with Persist being the second weakest. But I have Shallow Grave, Persist, Life, Death, Necromancy, Mannequin. That's 5 reanimate spells. Is kind of a lot. I can't cut Currency Converter. Bitter Triumph's obviously great. I don't want to cut K command. It seems pretty good. Also, K command is nice. Like if I draw through the breach later and I've already discarded one of my creatures, I can command it back to my hand, which is cool. Deep Cavern Bat I think is too good to cut. So I could cut a Mannequin, and then what? And then I don't even have a second cut, so maybe I just don't even bother playing the blue. Misty can get Proving Ground and Xander's Lounge. Is it good to have a Misty in my deck that only has 2 targets? So this is like adding another... I almost want to just not play the Misty, though that Oath of Druids is kind of tempting too. I could maybe side in Oath against people who have a bunch of creatures. Like if I side in Deep Cavern Bat, or side out Deep Cavern Bat and side in Oath, I'll have 3 good hits and a couple medium hits. That's usually fine. It's not like Oath has to always hit the same thing. All right. Yeah, I kind of just don't want to play Misty because I don't want to end up in a spot where I draw Misty and have nothing to fetch or can only fetch tap lands. And currently I've got 2 tap lands already, and I've got 5 duels plus a Mox Diamond, so it's not like I even need to land that bad. It's funny, I took it pretty high, but didn't really anticipate going in this direction. Can I hardcast Atraxa? Yes, I technically can. First of all, Currency Converter can get me there. Second, Mox Diamond for white and Proving Ground for green. And then blue-black off Xander's. It's kind of complicated to hardcast Atraxa, but it is possible. So if I want to add 11 lands, and I think 16 lands is fine here. 7, this is 12 black, 13 black, and 3, 8 red. I guess I could just do 1 more red. It's kind of free. Okay. And is there a way to get any of those cards in? I mean, maybe I do take out Mannequin, because looking at this Echo of Eons, it's really tempting to also just have an Echo of Eons to get. But no, because one of the things is if I put an island, then I could play this Misty, so it's not even like my mana gets worse, and I don't mind having the island in. Yeah. I kind of want to get those 2 in, which means I need to cut 1 more card. Is it possible I do cut the Deep Cavern Bat? It seems like I don't really want to do that. And I don't really want to cut... No, I don't want to cut the Mox Diamond. I think that'd be crazy. Maybe I just play... No. All right, I've come back around. I think there's a good chance that we side in blue if like we specifically wanted some of those cards, but I don't think it's worth putting in cards that are going to be a little harder to cast that really aren't that much better. So, all right. This deck is pretty good. Let's see how it plays out, but I really like how this looks. Already time for round 1. Let's see if the red-black build works, and yeah, I will keep this hand. I'm going to pitch Deep Cavern Bat on turn 1 to grief my opponent, and then on turn 2 I'm going to grief my opponent again, and I'm hoping them discarding their 2 best cards and me having a 3-2 in play gives me at least a decent shot at things. I will need to draw something else, of course, to go along with this, but this is a pretty good start. I don't think there's any reason to play a land. They can't daze with no lands in play, so I'm just going to start exiling Zibat. Evoke... Oh, I got to take the Reanimate. They have Soaring and Reanimate. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I have to take Reanimate, otherwise they reanimate grief on me. I didn't think that I was going to end up not taking a Soul Ring that I saw. And now they're going to go Swamp, Soul Ring, Talisman. And I kind of have to take Grave Titan because it's so much more threatening and they're on 4 mana already. Wow, what an opening hand. Well done. All right. The good news is if I draw a Necromancy, I can just Necromancy their Grave Titan. So that is actually kind of nice. All right, I need to draw some action. No, not that. Action quickly, por favor. Yeah, I'm going to take their Grave Titan and hope that I either draw removal for the Voidwalker. They do Shieldred? Really, really good. All right, I'm actually still going to take Grave Titan. I think my best out here is to draw a Necromancy and animate the Grave Titan and try to beat Shieldred. To be fair, though, almost any hand of Magic that you could put up against their start, especially given that their Shielders are their first draw, is probably going to lose. So the fact that I have a fighting chance here is due to the whole grief thing. But yeah, all right. Well, let's see what they lead with here. And my best draw is clearly Necromancy. Yeah, they're going to play Shieldred. Makes the most sense. Or they could kill my grief maybe, but that doesn't seem like it's too much of an issue. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that I had to take that Reanimate instead of taking the Soul Ring here. Any Necromancies? No, it's not a Necromancy. I guess I'm not blocking. I'm just going to hit. And I think in response to their Dothy Voidwalker here, I'm going to Entomb Archon, because if I did draw another Animate, then Animating Archon would actually be better here. All right, I'll take it a good at 10. They're going to play Dothy Voidwalker, presumably, though if they've drawn something better, then I already can't beat the Voidwalker. All right, well, let's respond to that. Entomb. And it's got to be Archon, right? I think Archon's going to be better than Atraxa here. I say as if I'm getting either of them into play, but we'll try. All right. And Animate time? No, now we're dead. All right, well, oof, that was a beating. Yeah. I guess I do want Infernal Grasp, given what I've seen them play. I don't think this leaves me wanting Flame Tongue Kavu. Fury's still good. Definitely want K Command. What do I cut, though? This is difficult. I guess I could cut Bitter Reunion. I don't love that. I have all good combo cards. I don't think I want to cut Imperial Seal either. Maybe I'm actually okay without it, given that I have Fury, Bitter Triumph. You know what? Maybe we cut Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. My main problem with Deep Cavern Bat against black decks that have a removal is it just kind of delays the problem. It doesn't actually solve it. All right, well, I didn't think... Usually when you line up turn 1 Grief, turn 2 Grief on the play, you're like at least feeling decent about it. I griefed my opponent and I saw like Reanimate plus Soul Ring plus a bunch of good cards, and it's just like, well, I guess we're not getting this one. Had I drawn Necromancy, Persist, let's see, Makeshift Mannequin, Shallow Grave. Yeah, any of those 4 cards, because I already used Life Death, would have been pretty good. I guess I couldn't quite cast Fury by the time I died. I have my own Soul Ring too, by the way. All right, well, this is an Animate Mirror, which is always interesting. You know what? Maybe actually I'm going to take up Bitter Reunion and put in the Deep Cavern Bat. Part of it is you don't really want to just discard in the mirror without having a way to animate. So I actually think I like doing that because you kind of don't want to fire off like the Entomb or the Bitter Triumph, discarding your Archon or Atraxa until you actually have the animate lined up, because there's nothing worse than going like, you know, turn 2 Bitter Reunion, discard Archon, and then their turn they just reanimate it. That sounds not ideal to me. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, I would like to play first. Yeah, I will keep this. This hand now needs a creature, but I get to lead on turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Deep Cavern Bat, so I get to take, again, 2 cards out of their hand. And then I've got Bitter Triumph as a discard outlet and Mannequin as a reanimate spell. Wow. Okay, a bunch of new cards that are also all very good. All right, what do I do here? If I take Dark Ritual, they can't cast either of the double black cards, at least not immediately. Yeah, I guess that's probably what I gotta take then. Because otherwise they'd have a turn 1 play no matter what I take. And then they're gonna go Swamp. And probably go, though obviously it's bad if they do something else. And then I get to Deep Cavern Bat them. I think that this Reanimator deck is fantastic, the one we have. And our opponent's deck looks potentially better. Like their deck looks very good. Okay. Let's cast Deep Cavern Bat. Blooming Marsh. Yeah, I knew they were going to draw a black mana right away. Don't worry. I think I just take... I can't beat any of these cards. I don't know why I'm even trying. I guess I'm just going to take him to Turok. Yeah, I don't really feel like I have much of a chance here. Is that their draws have been so disgusting. Like, even with turn 1 and 2 discard, they just have great plays to make every turn. I guess I could have not taken Dark Ritual, but I kind of had to hope they didn't immediately draw the second black. I think here I'm going to Imperial Seal, and it has to just be for a castable card here. Do I want... It could be Necromancy to steal their Dothy. They're about to play Fable on their next turn. Fury's not going to do it. I guess it could just be Grief. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to get Grief. I'm going to pass. I'm planning on Bitter Triumphing the Dothy Voidwalker, but if they want to use it to cast Imperial Seal first, that would actually be better for me. Next turn, I'm going to just cast Grief, take their Luris, because I assume they're playing Fable, try to trade for the Fable token, and then Makeshift Mannequin back the Grief. That I think is my best path to victory here. I think taking the Hymn with the Bat was pretty easy. The real question is, should I have Thoughtseize like Luris or something else? It's like, but then they go land Ritual Hymn You or something? I don't know, it just feels pretty bad. Okay, kill that. Don't really want to take 3 here. I'm going to kill it. So, Voidwalker down. And then, I would be shocked if they didn't play Fable the Mirrorbreaker this turn. Their hand right now is Fable Luris, Mountain, plus Unknowns. Yeah, no, this is not great. All right, well, what am I hoping happens here? I guess that I just draw more like value cards to play because I'm pretty far away from animating. Or if I draw an animate, that it's an animate that can take out of their graveyard, so I can play Dothy Voidwalker. Wow, they're going deep in the tank here. Honestly, if they play Luris here, it's pretty bad for me because I can't kill the Luris, and then I mannequin back, or I can't mannequin anything back, and then I play Grief, take their Fable, then they replay Dothy Voidwalker. But, you know, I gotta try. Like, I think it would be pretty crazy of them to play Luris instead of playing Fable. Playing Luris when you can't replay something right away is against a red-black deck is not generally a good idea. But I don't know. I could have also gotten Mind Twist. My main problem with Mind Twist is I want to be able to block the Goblin token and then mannequin it back. It makes Grief almost as good as Mind Twist in terms of how many cards it takes out, but we'll see. Oh, Liliana. Oh, each player discards a card. Huh. Odd, but okay. Discarding Luris. They were really worried about breaking up my combo, I guess. All right, I'll take Fable now. Attack Liliana. Wow, they managed to find a line that gives me a chance. I understand why they did it. I Imperial Sealed, so they were trying to make it so that I couldn't combo off. But they just cast... what they ended up doing was just throwing all their good cards in the graveyard and not casting anything that... Like, now they can -2 Liliana me. I mean, I'll just sack the Deep Cavern Bat. I don't care. They can have him to Turok back. It's not going to do much for me. They can now +1 Liliana next turn and discard the Hymn. Their hand is Hymn, Grave Titan. This is impressive. They managed to make this game actually losable. I'm not saying, to be clear, I'm not saying that my opponent made a grievous mistake. They were worried about what 3-card combo I had coming up, so they wanted a +1 Liliana to try to break it up. As it turned out, it worked out really badly for them. Now it's Grave Titan plus him versus my no cards, but almost any other way they could have played this game would have worked out so much worse for me. Ooh, Currency Converter is actually a nice little draw. I don't need to do anything with it now. I don't think there's anything that I can do. This puts the advantage for me, but now if they play a land... What I want them to draw is more discard spells. Not reanimates, not lands. All right. Draw a card and discard a card. All right. Converter is converting it up. And now I have a lot of mana. I guess I can cycle this. Exile it. Draw. Oh, and then persist back Grief. And then take their Grave Titan. Yep, they do discard, and now their hand is Duress Him. This is amazing. I thought I was basically 0%. If they just cast Fable or Lurrus, I would probably lose. They went for the Liliana play, and it really just didn't work out well because my follow-up was discard a Mannequin and then just cast Grief, taking your Fable. All right. Also, they +1 Liliana and discarded Lurrus instead of Grave Titan, which I think is out of concern for me having an animate. So again, that also makes sense. But the way it worked out was not great. Okay, they drew... oh my god, they drew Direfleet Daredevil? So now they can persist back their Grave Titan? Well, that's disappointing because... I mean, obviously them drawing an animate is like something that can totally happen, but it would have been nice for them not to immediately do that after I duress them. Oh, baby. Oh, no, I can't cast Atraxa. Let's go ahead because I have red, black, blue. I have all the colors except one. I guess I'm just going to draw and discard. What can I entomb for? I could entomb for a Faithless Looting. That's just not that impressive. Let's put entomb in the converter here past the turn. And I mean, they're probably going to hymn me here. You kind of have to. If you don't have anything else to play, then they drew Minskin Boo. All right. Stop. He's already dead. Their deck looks very good, and they've just drawn the best card every single turn. Except for Liliana. Them drawing Liliana was the only way I could potentially win the game. It's one of those situations where you draw a card that completely traps you, because Lily led them down a really, really bad path. But drawing Direfleet Daredevil into Minskin Boo is going to make all of their sins not matter. All right, well, let's see. If I draw an animate and I can animate Atraxa, does that even give me a chance here? No, not really. Well, I drew Through the Breach. Through the Breach is actually a completely different story. All right, let's go Through the Breach, Atraxa. Put back, so land. Oh, and I can Shallow Grave the Atraxa as well here. Yeah, I want... I get land creature instant. My top card's Grief. That's not going to be what I want, a Shallow Grave, but I don't think I want K command. I unfortunately don't have enough mana to discard. So I'm going to 9 here and killing Minskin Boo. Yeah, then Atraxa is going to die and I'm going to Shallow Grave it back. I think I just get a regular land. Because then I go land. Oh, this could be a wild comeback. Attack Minskin Boo. They are going to hymn me here, unfortunately. But I'm going to get to Atraxa again. Because I don't have a way to do otherwise. Yeah, let's sack this. So they can cast him. Or they can cast Duress. I guess it's kind of interesting. They know I can Shallow Grave Atraxa here. And I'm actually getting close to hard casting Archon, but yeah, they're going to cast him. So I'm going to cast Shallow Grave. Put Atraxa into play. So that puts me at 16. That actually keeps me alive here. If I can find... I need to get a bunch of stuff here so the hymn doesn't hurt quite as badly. Sorcery, creature, land, instant, artifact. Yes. Okay, so... Instant, I guess it's Dark Ritual, artifact, Soul Ring. Creature, I guess I'll take Fury, and I'll take Life Death as my sorcery, and I guess I'll take Swamp as my land. Sorcery, land, creature, instant, artifact. Okay. Yeah, I think I want... Yeah, that looks good to me. All right. I want him to hit my, like, swamp and, like, Soul Ring or Dark Ritual, something like that. That would be nice. I basically want to keep Archon, and I will be able to cast Archon. I'd like to keep Archon, Fury, and maybe Life Death. Soul Ring and Swamp, totally fine. All right, and then we get to put those in the currency converter. And they can't even really attack. Like, I don't think attacking is actually good for them. Because if they attack, I get to trade off with Grave Titan. I guess they get some tokens, but... Well, hold on. Is attacking good for them? I block the Grave Titan, go to 16. I can make a 2/2 off the converter if I want. And then block their 2/2, and then I take 10. So I'm taking 3 damage, and they're getting 2 tokens, but they're losing Grave Titan. And I guess we're trading a zombie token for a currency converter. Sure. Next turn, I'm going to get to Archon them without using the converter. So I guess what I kind of want to draw is a red card to pitch to Fury. That could be kind of nice. I guess if they don't deal me damage, then this Life Death gets better also. Okay, this has turned into a very interesting game. We'll see how this goes, but this has gone pretty great. All right, in they come, or maybe not. We will see. Okay, they are attacking. So now the question is, do I want to convert currency and make... I can make a creature. I think it's probably worth doing that. Let's put Soul Ring into the graveyard, make a 2/2. Also, what's great about this is Atraxa is going to die or get exiled from Shallow Grave, but now it actually won't. Now it'll actually go to the graveyard proper since Death Touch on Grave Titan. Okay, I go to 6. Their hand right now is a Duress plus 1 unknown. I draw a red card. Would be kind of nice to draw, though I don't have tons of those in the deck. I'm at 6. And so I can Ritual, Hardcast Archon, and make a 2/2. So if I Hardcast Archon, I go to 9. And then they sacrifice like a 2/2. Block. And take 8 and go to 1. Well, no, go to 3 because I get to make a 2/2 also. Yeah, I think that is just going to be the plan. Oh, and if I draw a red card off of this, then it becomes awesome. Because then I get to Fury them as well. And we're going to find out what their last card is in hand as soon as they discard here. They might want to keep Duress, actually, because they know I have Life Death, which is a little bit dangerous for them. If this was a normal land... Oh, man. Their last card was Sneak. Well, I'm going to get Duress here. That's fine. If this was a normal land, I could Life Death Atraxa going to 1. And I think that would actually be decent, but can't be worth getting Grief or Deep Cavern Bat back. Currently, I'm going to block that and then block that. I'm going to go to 3. Do I want to play? It's just, do I want to play Polluted Delta? It's probably fine to play. All right. Let's pass the turn. They just have Duress in hand. I'm a huge favorite to win this game now. Obviously, there's a lot they could draw that would cause me not to win the game. But they can Duress my Necromancy, but then next turn I get to cast Fury and cast Life Death. And I assume if I get an attack with Archon of Cruelty, then that's probably just game. This game is why you watch Vintage Cube, why you play Vintage Cube. Like, these are the swings, you know? Oh, yeah, Duress me, it's fine. I actually have a potential out here, which I got to make sure not to miss, of using the life part of Life Death off the currency converter treasure, because then I can attack with 7 lands. That's actually 16 damage if I attack with Archon. They have no cards in hand? Oh, they're dead. Yeah, they're going to attack with everything. I'm going to put Necromancy back into my graveyard. Block. They take 9. Yeah, they died a Life Death. All right. What a way to win. Okay, because now I have 7 lands, so now I get to go currency converter, put a card exiled, put a swamp, cast life, and then attack with everything. I don't even die to the backswing, which is funny because of the 3 life and the creature they have to sacrifice. But there's an extra swamp under here, don't worry, extra mountain. All right, poof, that takes them exactly to 0. All right, let's go to sideboarding here. I mean, I don't really see much I want to do here. It's not even like Oath of Druids seems like a potential liability. Maybe Arc Trail, because they have like Luris and Voidwalker and Direfleet Daredevil. They also have Minsk and Boo, which is pretty obnoxious, but don't like Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel. No, I think we're good to go. Let's see how this does. All right. Whew. This is a really good and weird hand. I'm definitely going to keep this hand. Their opponent's mulliganing. I would really like to draw a land because I have, even if I don't draw a land, I can go, I'd probably just go Mountain, Soul Ring, Converter. And that's okay. I really don't want to get duressed on turn 1. If my Soul Ring goes, that's going to be a little unfortunate. But if I draw a land, I get to go land, Converter, Mox, feed it to the Converter, cast Converter, and still use Converter if I want to. And then that opens the door to a turn 2 Fury. All right, no duress, no duress, no duress. Oh, no duress. Very nice, very nice. And I drew a land, and it was even a bad land. So bad lands, currency converter. Mox Diamond, discard a land, exile it to the converter. Soul Ring, pass the turn. And now, end of turn, I can use the converter to make a treasure, or I can just 2-tap draw a card. I really hope they just play like a Dothy Voidwalker here. Now, I was hoping for something I could Fury. So I think I'm going to use converter like this. I think I'll just exile a land. I just don't really need to discard a spell, and I think that Dark Ritual is a little better here than a land. Oh, Entomb. So I can Entomb Mannequin. So that means let's Dark Ritual, even though I don't have to Dark Ritual here. Entomb. I'm just going to get Atraxa. And then Mannequin the Atraxa here. Because I'm going to be drawing a bunch of cards off this. Land, creature, sorcery, instant. So land. So sorcery, instant. Oh yeah, I'll take Torsten, I think, over Blood Tithe Harvester. Yeah, and I'll take a land. I'll just take a swamp is fine. And then play a swamp and pass the turn. Yeah, I don't need to do anything else right now. If I could actually be hard casting Torsten next turn. Currency Converter is a ridiculous card. Like, I could just tap, make a treasure, untap, tap, make a treasure, just cast Torsten. I'll probably just do that. And then I already have an Atraxa in play they kind of have to deal with. And then I also have Fury to play if I need to. And if they kill Atraxa, I just get to Shallow Grave or Life Death it right back. All right, well, I got to have a pretty good draw. Look, this is the draw they get to complain about. You always want to have the draw where your opponent's complaining as opposed to the draw where you're complaining, because that means something unfair is going on. Look, regardless of what happened, either way, a sick Rakdos Reanimator deck was going to lose this round. Because we both have, I think, very good Soul Ring Rakdos Reanimator decks. And in this particular case, it looks like I'm going to be victorious here. Oh, there's a Necromancy. I guess I could just do that. I don't know. Let's attack. The one thing I will not do, and this makes me maybe not want to keep Torsten in the graveyard. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Okay. I'm not going to let them reanimate my Atraxa. So I think I'm just going to let that happen. And then I'm going to cast Death. I'm not that worried about the life totals right now. I'm still at a high enough life total, and Necromancy is an instant, which I really like. All right. Atraxa, sorcery, creature, land, instant. Sorcery. Oh, I can just Mind Twist them. Yeah, I'll be doing that. Instant. I'll take Grief over Deep Cavern Bats, and I'll just take another land. land, Mind Twist you for 3. I mean, that's gotta put the nail in the coffin here. They discarded Grave Titan, Archfiend of the Dross, Mana Confluence. All right, and then I get to pass, and boom, well, that'll do it. Whew, a really hard fought round 1. Let's get to our next round. Alrighty, time for round 2. We have quite a draw here. Is this hand good? I probably can't mulligan this hand. Just getting to draw for my turn, and then hopefully just any non-land. Yeah, that's even fine. And then I'm just going to Imperial Seal for, I think, Dark Ritual here. Or actually, let's just get Soul Ring. And then I can go turn 2 Soul Ring, cycle Xander's Lounge, turn 3 Mind Twist for 4. Yeah, that seems like an exceedingly reasonable play. I'll play the Blood Crypt. I think that's okay. They get one more turn to play something. I hope it's not blowing up my Soul Ring. Garrick Wildspeaker. Okay. Make an idiot? No, they're untapping. I don't love that because that means they're playing something else, but I kind of do like that they're playing a Regal Bunnicorn. That one doesn't seem super frightening. Though, if I draw all lands, okay, that's nice. Mind Twist you for 3. And then I'm going to Entomb here. Craterhoof Behemoth, Temple Garden, Ojer, Kazlem. All right, so they're just green-white beats. I mean, I guess they get to make the Bunnicorn's going to be a 2-mana 4/4, and if they draw a creature this turn, what is this? Oh, Dread Whispers. Wow, that was a good draw. Yikes. Okay. K-Command is really not going to get it done. What I could do here, actually, I have K-Command. I could Entomb for a creature that I want to get back. I made fun of the Bunnicorn, and now it's just coming for me. All right. Let's see. Let's Entomb. No, I'm just going to Entomb for Archon, and if I draw an Animate, that'd be great. Didn't. I drew a Deep Cavern Bat, and I got a Nissa. Eesh, they have it all. I guess what I'm going to do here, I'm 1 mana short of K-Commanding back the Archon, and Heliod, okay. If I could K-Command back Archon and cast it, that'd be cool, but we're not there. All right. Yeah, we're getting beaten down hard. I have to do something here. Let's go. Guess maybe I should have just made them discard a card. I don't know. They have a Nissa in hand. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bank on the Archon coming out next turn, I guess, maybe. And then I'm going to go K-Command. I'll just make them discard, deal 2 damage to any target. So you discard Nissa, I deal 2 damage to Garrick. And then I'm just going to draw Necromancy and get back the Archon. Easy game. There's not much else that lets me get there. All right, that is not. All right, green-white beats. That was fast. Definitely want Flame Tongue Kavu. Looks great here. And Infernal Grasp. Don't really want Deep Cavern Bat that much, I don't think. And I suppose I could trim a Bitter Reunion. I don't think I can take out Thoughtseize. That doesn't seem reasonable to me. All right, I am on the play. All right. This hand has a lot of outs to be great. If I draw Soul Ring or Dark Ritual, I feel like this hand goes pretty hard with an early Flame Tongue, and then I can reanimate it multiple times. If I draw Entomb, that's fantastic. Yeah, Soul Ring. You know what? I think I don't play the Soul Ring here, though. We'll see if this comes back to bite me. I guess Strip Mine would make it bad, or like a Thalia, but I really don't want to get Reclamation Saged. All right, yeah, this is going to work out just fine. And I can still play Flame Tongue. It's not like an extra mana is going to help me, unless I draw exactly Thoughtseize, I guess. Soul Ring. Badlands. Flame Tongue Europhelos. And then now I've got a couple ways to bring back this Flame Tongue if I need to. Like if they play a Garrick. Oh, they're natural ordering. Okay. There's some like cards I can beat. I hope it's not like an Atraxa. I guess I could probably beat like a Titan of Industry. But yeah, there's definitely some cards that would make this tough. Oh, there's Titan. Yeah, I mean, look, they blow up the Soul Ring and make a 4/4. We're actually just doing fine here. In fact, I think I'm just going to Infernal Grasp that and then attack. They're going to block, and then I'm going to make... Oh, they're just going to take it? All right. Dark Ritual, Necromancy, take your Titan of Industry. Target player gain 5's life. No, I'm going to make a 4/4, and I'm going to put a shield counter on the 4/4. The reason I'm not going to put a shield counter on the Titan is if they blow up the Necromancy, the shield counter won't save it, and I think that there's no real reason for that. I just don't need to gain 5 life. I'd rather have make my Rhino token beat their Rhino token in a fight. That seems a lot better to me. They have 4 mana. If they have a disenchant, that's like the first order of business. They don't. There we go. All right, easy enough. I'm glad to see that Titan of Industry is their best natural order target. I'm a Titan of Industry hater and doubter, honestly. I'm working on my cube, as I've mentioned before, and that's just not going to be it. I just don't think it's good enough. It's kind of like a worse Grave Titan. Grave Titan and Inferno Titan, I view them about the same, are like on the upper edge of castable, but they are castable, and they're on the lower end of like reanimatable, where like it's okay to reanimate them, but it doesn't always win. Titan's less castable, and still like not that great to reanimate, so I really think it's kind of getting the worst of all worlds there. All right. Oh, this is my other match. I will have to pause real quick. All right. I was kind of in between rounds of a team draft too, trying to be efficient here. I'll have to get back to that, but that's a good deck too. You'll like watching that video. I will keep this hand because this hand lets me breach out a Torsten or maybe a Mind Twist, kind of depending on what I draw, or maybe a Flame Tongue. I do need to draw red, but once I do, I feel like this hand can get the job done. That's interesting. I could just discard Torsten here. No, I don't really like that. The problem with discarding Torsten is you don't get the 7/1/1s. So I'm just going to hope to draw red mana. They don't have a very fast hand. All right, they're in a natural order here. Let's hope they get Titan of Industry again. And my plan here is to... They got Oracle of Moldiah. They natural order for Oracle of Moldiah. All right. Can I just draw a red, please? I guess now I do that? All right. Okay, they missed on land. They now are playing Ojer Kozlem. Attack. Yeah. All right. Well, now this works out okay, because now I go Necromancy, get Torsten, hopefully get some lands. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff. All right. Oh, I gotta get that Grief too. Okay. Block, and then I get 7/1/1s at the end of the turn here. And now let's draw. We're probably going to get to do some griefing here. Oh, and they added up. That was a sick, fast little match, and we ended up getting there. Ooh, let's get to round 3. All right, time for round 3. We've had some fast games and close matches that got beaten down by White Green last round, of course. That first match still was a really good deck. Let me just resize there. All right. So playing against Unknown here. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this hand. This looks like turn 1 Converter, turn 2 discard Grief to Converter, turn 3 Necromancy is probably my plan. It depends on what they do. Okay, oh, and what I draw, of course. Oh, I'm just going to play the Xander's Lounge now. I mean, maybe I should have just saved that for Converter, I don't know. And probably just Ooh, looks like I got a nice blue-black artifact there. Now I'm just going to entomb. I think on this board I just get Atraxa here, because necromancying Atraxa sounds pretty dope. And it'll get me I was kind of hoping to draw a black card for my turn, but now this will probably get me a card I can pitch to Grief. So let's see. Instant creature, land, sorcery. Well, it's actually kind of weak here. I think I want to get a Shallow Grave. No, I guess the Atraxa won't be in the graveyard where I want it to be. So sorcery, probably Thoughtseize. That's the only sorcery. I take out Swamp. Instant and creature, huh? Bloodline Harvester, and I think I'm just going to pitch Dark Ritual to Grief here. And next turn just play a bunch of stuff is my plan. Their hand is Custody Lich, Pentad Prism, Smuggler's Copter, Damnation. I guess I'll take Damnation. Honestly, I don't even really care too much about Damnation, but I really don't care about Pentad Prism or Smuggler's Copter either. So let's just get Atraxa into play here. This looks pretty good. And then next turn, I get to Thoughtseize them and play Bloodtithe Harvester. So it was kind of a weak Atraxa in that I didn't hit. I guess that I'd have to hit Artifact, Enchantment, Planeswalker would be kind of the other categories. But also, I was hoping to hit another Reanimate spell that was good. So, not Shallow Grave. The problem with Shallow Grave, I guess Atraxa could go on top of there, but I think this is fine. They'll play their Pentad Prism. Hopefully they didn't draw Tolarian Academy. And Polluted Delta. They have Custodial Lich and Smuggler's Copter in hand. Oh, there we go. That is actually pretty nice. So let's attack with Atraxa. I think I'm going to save the life death. I'm going to Thoughtseize. I'm going to let it resolve. Which one do I take? I kind of want to take... I think I'm just going to take Smuggler's Copter, because I don't actually care very much about this Custodial Lich. Like, what are they going to do? I mean, I guess the answer is play Custodial Lich, but that's not going to do much. They are going to get to draw a card with Bankbuster in a turn if they want to use one of the Pentad Prism counters. So we'll see if that's the plan here. Probably worth it, unless they have specific plays they really want to save those Prism counters for. Because their play of Custodial Lich this turn, I mean, I guess if they don't draw a land off the draw step or Chromatic Star, then they have to use both Pentad Prism counters to place Custodial Lich. The problem with Custodial Lich is, even if they don't know what's in my hand, I can just sack the Bloodtithe Harvester attack and take the Monarch. As it turns out, I have Life Death in my hand, so what I'm probably going to do is just sack the Atraxa and then Life Death it back to draw a million more cards. Okay, I guess they're probably not playing Custodial Lich this turn. I guess if they hit a land here, they can play a land and use both Prism counters there instead. I am also going to use the Blood Token end of turn most likely. Well, especially now that the Bloodtithe is gone. Because that also gets me a currency converter treasure and a new card. And I already have something I want to bring back with Life Death. I'm actually one short of killing them with Life Death, which is funny. Let's attack. And I guess I'll Imperial Seal. I could even play it this turn if it's cheap. What do I want to get, though? Oh, I could get Shallow Grave. That's kind of cool. Oh, they're at 5 also? Yeah, I guess they got hit pretty hard. All right, sure. I'll get Shallow Grave. I'll play my land and pass. And now they're going to draw, of course. If they Custodial Lich me, I just get to end of turn put Atraxa back into play and kill them. Oh, did I not make a treasure end of turn? That didn't really make sense, did it? I just am now realizing that, like, the whole point of the Bloodtithe Harvester play was actually to do that. Oh, dang, you got me. Okay. They become the Monarch. Atraxa goes to the bin. This comes in. End of turn. Draw a card. Discard Blood Crypt. Shallow Grave Atraxa. And that's going to stick around until my next turn. And they might as well see what the cards are revealed from Atraxa, though I don't actually care about that. They can have as much information as they want. And in comes Atraxa, the Grand Unifier. Instant creature, artifact, sorcery. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Given that Atraxa is going to be enough here. All right, well, that worked out pretty nicely. I guess Entomb's a good card, huh? Don't think there's a reason to do anything but just straight up attack with Atraxa. All right, Snuff Out doesn't even do it. I was trying to think of what, if anything, they could have. Playing against blue-black control-ish. I mean, it makes Fury look a little less appealing for sure. I don't really think I want Arc Trail or Infernal Grasp either. Flame Tongue. What I could do, this could be a blue sideboard time. Yeah, I think I'll wait and see a little more. It's definitely possible that I want to board in like Malcolm Chart a Course, and of course the corresponding blue cards over Fury, and probably not going to cut Bitter Triumph either way. But I think I'll stay like here for now. Yeah, this deck is great. K-Command is going to be pretty good here. And obviously just any Thoughtseize, Grief, Deep Cavern Bat openers are pretty nice too. All right. And yeah, I'm going to keep this. It kind of starts at a delay thanks to these being tap lands. But I could, of course, draw a Swamp. If I don't, that's fine. Turn 1 Xander's Lounge, turn 2 Proving Ground Thoughtseize, turn 3 Deep Cavern Bat. And I could Imperial Seal for something. I guess I have an Animate in hand. So, the Swamp doesn't, I think, change too much. I guess let's start with Thoughtseize. Someone wanted to Fallen Shinobi here, huh? These are all pretty good. I mean, I don't have to take Fallen Shinobi this turn if I don't want to. I could take the Chrome Host Seed Shark over to Saheeli. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chrome Host Seed Shark. Then I'm going to Swamp Imperial Seal. And I think I just get Faithless Looting here, right? Oh, this deck doesn't have Faithless Looting. In that case, what do I get? I guess I could get Entomb. No, the problem with Entomb is it doesn't really... What I'm trying to do, because next turn I'm going to play I have to play the Deep Cavern Bat to stop the Fallen Shinobi from hitting me. And I was trying to see if I had Faithless Looting, that could work. If I had No, I need a way to get the Archon to the graveyard. I guess what I could do is just play Bat and then just get a Bitter Reunion or something like that. Or I could just get Through the Breach. You know, I think I'm just going to get Through the Breach. And then I'm going to go Proving Ground Bat. And then hopefully I draw a 5th land. And I'm able to Breach Archon, then Mannequin Archon. And that's going to be my plan. Okay, here comes Saheeli. I mean, I have a little time here. It's not like Saheeli does too much. And Deep Cavern Bat here. Take your Fallen Shinobi. Seems good. I could take the Bank Buster and block the Baleful Strix. I think I'd rather just take the Fallen Shinobi here. Also, if I draw Soul Ring or Dark Ritual, then we get to go nuts a turn early. All right, I didn't, but Breach Archon should be pretty good next turn. You're going to get to draw a card off the Bank Buster. The thing is, if they've played another spell, then yeah, the servo tokens eat the Archon triggers, but okay. But then the Baleful Strix has to block the Archon. Oh, Shelldock's pretty good because we're getting through these libraries. I think that's pretty nice. I mean, gotta hope for no counterspell, I suppose. But I think that's a reasonable ask. A counterspell here would be pretty bad. All right, I mean, I guess it's better than not drawing Soul Ring, but a turn earlier would have been awesome. All right, through the breach. Archon of Cruelty comes in. Oh, wow, they didn't play a second spell. Ooh, it's going to be hard for them then. Because now... Oh, and I drew Grief. All right, let's attack. I don't think there's good value in attacking with the Deep Cavern Bat here. If things go belly up, then and they get to block and then through some shenanigans get the Shinobi back, I wouldn't like that very much. They're sacking the Baleful Strix, but then they're just going to lose the Saheeli also. Unless they have something. They could have just sacked the Saheeli, and then this would have been attacking nothing. I am not going to grief them here. They didn't play something great last turn. Maybe they'll find something good, but if I was hoping to draw a weaker black card because... Or a better one, I guess, and I could pitch the Mannequin, but I think Mannequin getting back Archon is going to be too important. Custody Lich, sure. They even get to hit me for 4 with the Bank Buster. But then I get to grief them, and then Mannequin back the Archon. I actually think, I mean, I'm going to grief them first, but actually, should I? Oh, and a Necromancy. Whoa. I actually think I Mannequin first. And then they discard, and then I grief them. I think it's going to be better. There's not much they can have to counter it, so I think that's good. And then this makes them sack their Custody Lich while they're tapped out of Bank Buster. I didn't want them crewing Bank Buster in response, or even worse, making the pilot token off Bank Buster to sack to Archon. I just wanted to get the Custody Lich out of here. I could Necromancy the Custody Lich. It's kind of interesting. I don't think that that's good, though. I think I'd rather grief... Damnation is their card in hand, huh? Because the other thing about griefing them here is... let's chase the Mind Sculptor, I guess. Is then I have Necromancy waiting in the chamber for this Archon. Because remember, they do have that Shelldock coming, so I assume they're going to play some other good stuff. All right, they're drawing. The downside of drawing now is I get to eat the pilot with the Archon here. Because they're at 21 cards. I guess they could just cast Fallen Shinobi if they wanted to. Oh, they are going to get to Shelldock, though, because they're the Monarch still. So if the card under Shelldock is good, this is still definitely a losable game, especially I just drew a couple land here. Okay, what is this? Fencer? Okay. And... Huh. So now... Yeah, how did they draw so many cards? I guess they used Bank Buster and then drew off the Monarch. Because they have Fallen Shinobi and 2 unknowns. I think I'm going to trade Grief for both their creatures. Yeah. I think that's good. Because otherwise, Venser with Fallen Shinobi is really dangerous. So let's just do that. And then in my main phase, I could have Necromancied as an instant, but I think just, let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to Necromancy Archon now. The problem with Necromancying as an instant is if I did that, oh, Blood Tithe, nice. I just really want to draw a creature. If I Necromancy as an instant, I would take the Monarchy, I would get Archon, but then Archon would die and they'd be able to attack and Shinobi me unless I drew something, so it seemed pretty bad. I'm just going to use the Blood token now because if I drew a creature this turn, it would have been really nice to be able to play it. Or an animate spell. Yeah, I mean, this game is closer than I thought it would be. It depends on what's under that Shelldock. Kaito Dancing Shadow. Okay, that can lock down the Archon. They still have a Fallen Shinobi in hand, which they're getting to the point where they might want to just cast that thing. Yeah, I think that they will. All right, and that means I need to draw something, and if I do, I probably win. And if I don't, I probably lose. All right. Yeah, I can't attack or block. I think attacking with the Blood Tithe doesn't do anything. The problem is they've just been the Monarch the whole time. I wonder... They do have Academy. That doesn't surprise me. I wonder if that turn I should have griefed them. I'm not sure. I'm going to block with the Blood Tithe, I think. I think getting hit by Fallen Shinobi is too bad. I'm glad I didn't take the Fury out. Fury kills Planeswalkers, and they've got plenty of those. Okay. I have 3 cards in hand. I don't know what they are at this point. If I draw... I'm not sure what. Fury at this point would even not quite do it. I guess we'll see. Fury last turn probably would have Persist. I think I just get back Blood Tithe. And then I could get back Grief, but Grief's not going to win me this game. I already have to assume their hand is nothing. I really need to Blood Tithe away this land, and I guess I'm not sure. All right. I mean, I drew a Blood Tithe plus a Fury this turn, basically. That's pretty good. Well, unsurprisingly, I'm getting countered. Hardcast Force. All right, yeah, that'll do it, I think. Shallow Grave is not going to get her done. Yeah, I don't want Infernal Grasp. I don't think I want these blue cards. I think Fury's going to be pretty good still. Arc Trail or Flame Tongue? No, I don't think those either. I think we're good to go here. All right, game 3. I mean, it's got a pair of cards I like, but okay. I'll keep this. Put a mountain or a swamp back. They're also mulliganing. I think I'm just going to play Xander's Lounge on 1 and hope to draw any animate spell. I probably win, or at least have a very good chance of winning. Also, I have so much mana. Keeping Ritual and Mox Diamond. I don't need an extra land here. I just need to keep the ability to have something explosive. What do they got? Hard Evidence, sure. Grief. All right, I guess I go Dark Ritual. It's like pitch casting a Grief. Beseech the Mirror, Kaito, Smuggler's Copter. Well, I don't care about Beseech, I don't think. I think I'm going to take Kaito here. Kaito's pretty annoying, and they can't currently crew the Copter. In fact, if they don't have... They might even want to crack a Clue, yeah, instead of the Thopter. Animate. No. I guess I probably cast Entomb at this point. Just Entomb and Atraxa, because that's the one I would want to get. And really hope that I draw something that can put it into play. Oh, they played an island. Interesting. 5 cards in hand. I guess I already know the swamp. All right, I'll cast Entomb. If they counter it, then they counter it. All right, I'll get Atraxa into the graveyard. Draw. You gonna V-click me? Sure, that makes sense. I mean, they're probably not going to take anything. Keeping this Mox Diamond did not work out, but I have 1 card that's expensive in my deck. They took the Through the Breach? Okay. That's pretty wild, but I will allow it. Bash you. Oh, okay. I guess I'll trade Grief for Vendilion Click. That seems good to me, because now what I'm going to do is just pass, and if they play Smuggler's Copter, I can end of turn blow up Copter. They're also going to Beseech here, I guess, sacking the Crab token. Sure, but I have K command, so I can deal some damage and get back Grief. I could have also shocked V-click, made them discard a card, and then the Grief would still be alive. Maybe that would have been better. I kind of liked getting back Grief. All right, I guess they're going to play Jace the Mind Sculptor is my guess. Sure. No. What do I want to do here? Yeah, I'll make them discard a card and get back Grief. But I actually think... The problem is if I do it in response, they know to put their best card back. Kind of interesting. I mean, I also really want a K command to get the Smuggler's Copter, but I guess this... Yeah, I think that's fine. It'll just make their whole Jace effect a little bit weaker regardless here. Even if I'm not like thrilled about this. They discarded a Swamp, sure. All right, time for me to just draw Shallow Grave. If I could put a card on top of my deck, I guess it would be Shallow Grave. Swamp is not it. All right, let's cast the Grief. Yeah, they didn't have all lands. That doesn't surprise me because of the Jace here. And then now they draw a spell, and hopefully they don't have an answer to Grief and I can go kill Jace. Otherwise, yeah, I need to draw a reanimation spell. At the end of the day, I'm not going to win this game if I never draw a way to get a reanimate or something other than just this one Grief. Like, I don't think K Command was going to get the job done. Damnation my Grief, sure. And reanimate my Atraxa? All right. That is unfortunate. Well, I beat the best deck I played against in round 1. Last game, it felt winnable. This game didn't feel that winnable. I guess I could have done a little differently before, but unfortunately, we're going to have to be settle with a 2-1 in a finals appearance. That'll do it for today. This deck was pretty good. I think it was a pretty solid version of a Reanimate deck, and just round 3, mulligan to a hand that never really materialized. That'll happen, though, of course, a lot of decisions to be made on the way, and certainly could have made some differently. I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.